up YouTube? Topaz Jace back for another daily review, and this one is to the Migos Pull Up, in which I believe this is the first song that they got dropping off of the Migos Monday series that they're trying to drop now, man, in which the reason why they're dropping this is because the label has delayed the second LP. And you know, that's interesting in its own right, man, because as you kind of look at it from the outside looking in, it looks like 300 is kind of falling apart, man, because the CEO, co-founder, Lyle Cohen decided to just jump and leave them to go to YouTube Music, in which they gave him pretty much an opportunity he couldn't say no to. But to see that and to see that the artist that they having is getting their albums delayed and such, man, it seems as though there could be a problem there. And the interesting thing about that, man, if you guys go back and remember when Jay-Z left Def Jam to go to Rock Nation and such, a lot of people were really mad at him to the point that they tried to blackball every artist that Jay-Z signed and such, man. But yet you really not seeing that right here, dude. See, Cohen left these dudes high and dry just like Jay-Z left them high and dry, but yet ain't nobody really that upset with him and such, man. They're looking at it from his point of view. But break down this Pull Up song. It's one of those super high energy, not so lyrical, but yet catchy type joints that the Migos have been dropping for quite some time. It's much like the review that I did for that Gucci Mane Woptober that I did just earlier and such, man, where I said new acts really just can't do concept tracks like Gucci Mane once did, while all of them all seem to be descendants of Gucci Mane. And that's exactly what we see in here, because this could have been a pretty good concept track of just pulling up on people. I mean, they could have referenced Birdman on how he pulled up on the Breakfast Club. They could have broke down the term in so many different ways, but honestly, that's not what we got in here. Really, it's just them saying just random stuff. But yet, it's not that bad for what it is. It's one of those that if it wasn't just a random track that they just released and such, I would say they should have gone ahead and threw some promotion behind it to see how far it would go. A track I would say is definitely worth a listen, man, so go ahead, peep it on out. But this concludes today's review, and now we're going to jump into a brief instrumental from underground producer Mr. Live before we jump into some of your questions. So Keith says that 300 Bars and Running is probably the greatest diss track there ever was, and he's trying to claim that to be facts. And nah, bro, because there are just far more meaningful diss tracks out there that change the landscape of the music industry, bro. I mean, we all can have our own opinions on our favorite diss tracks and all of that, man, but yet it's hard to deny looking at things like Ether, looking at things like Hit 'Em Up, on the cultural relevance that these tracks individually had and how they changed the way the music industry was going. So therefore, you kind of got to rank those as the best, to go along with, say, South Bronx. And Gary says that he feels as though that Pusha T just needs to get out from under Kanye West and such. And you know, I'm almost right there with you, because he's not getting the promotion like he really needs to be in order to be a part of this major label and such, and then Kanye really isn't giving him the dope production like that either. Like, those are really the key reasons why anyone would be signed to any kind of label at all. I mean, with him being the president though, he may be seeing residuals and might be seeing money based off of that. Like, he might be getting money off of designers straight up because he put them on and such. And you know, that may be the only reason why I would say it would be cool for him to just stay with these guys. But in the end, as an individual artist, he definitely isn't shining like that under Good Music, so there's really no purpose for him being there. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpaz.com, that's down there, to read today's article.